Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Peyton Anderson with Next Level Athletes. I'm thrilled to have Ethan Barr on the podcast today. This past season at linebacker for the Commodores, Ethan led all SEC linebackers in interceptions with 3, along with finishing second on the team with 85 total tackles, 44 of them being solo tackles. Additionally, he made a career-best 11 tackles twice. Ethan, first of all, thanks so much for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. And let's start with your recruitment process coming out of high school. I think you originally committed to Tulane, and then the former coach came and talked to you. But what about the whole process? Anything that surprised you? Anything you found challenging? But what ultimately led you to Vanderbilt in the end?
Yeah, so in high school, I didn't really get any offers until my junior year, spring ball. And my first offer, I think, was Tulsa. And after that, I got a couple more. I had, I had Louisiana, Monroe, Air Force. And I think that might have been at Tulsa. Yeah, that was it. In Tulane. So that's kind of all I had at the beginning. And I took some visits, and I decided the place that I liked the best out of the places that I had was Tulane. So I decided to commit, and I really liked Tulane and stuff. It was a great school, and they had a great football team, great culture. So I really liked Tulane. And whenever it got closer to signing day, the week before on the Thursday, Coach Mason and Vanderbilt had came and visited my school. So I went down to talk to them, and he said he was really interested in me and wanted me to come on a visit. And so I decided to do that. It was hard because I had to talk with Tulane and tell them, hey, I'm going to go on a visit. I don't really know what I'm going to do. So I went to the visit, and they ended up offering me. And I had a big choice to make. And so that was hard and something that kind of shocked me because I didn't really think that was ever going to come my way. So, yeah.
Of course. And I'm reflecting back in your high school career. You were a 3-star and a year starter for Dallas Fort Worth, Metro Public Power, 2-time defensive captain, 2-year letter winner in basketball. On top of this, you were 2019 All-Region First Team, 2018-19 Academic All-State First Team, and also racked up more than 300 tackles in your prep career, but also a whole lot more that I couldn't get to because it's a long list. With that being said, what do you miss most about high school in general, but also your all-time favorite memory?
For high school, I probably miss the bond with my friends and teammates that I had on our high school team. There are guys that I had grown up with, and I played basketball, soccer, and football with a lot of these guys growing up, and so we had a really tight-knit group that ultimately led us to having a really good season my senior year. We went 11-2 and only lost the first game of the season, and then in the playoffs. So we had 11 straight wins, and it was a great season for us. And that really was what made me miss high school so much. And one of the best memories that I had throughout high school that really helped with that bond that I was talking about was we made it to the state 7-on-7 tournament in College Station. So that was a good experience. We got to stay in the hotel together and have that whole weekend where we got to hang out and go play football. So that was probably one of my best experiences of high school.
And let's talk about your initial thoughts and expectations coming into the program. As a freshman, you played in all 9 games, started 3 of them against Mississippi State, Missouri, and Tennessee. What did it mean for you to be able to get significant playing time right off the bat, but also expand on what this has done your mindset and outlook on the game, especially this past season?
Yeah, so not being like too highly recruited out of college or out of high school, and going to play in SEC, I didn't really expect to come and play right away. But getting the opportunity due to like some stuff with COVID and all that, I think I really proved myself that it's somewhere that I belonged and that, I was really good enough to play in SEC at a top level institution, and things like that. But really it helped me build confidence in myself and in my game. And it was great to get that early experience because it was only going to help me. It really helped me last year. So, and then, in my future. So yeah, I think I just realized like my capability and the ceiling that I had I was nowhere near like how good I was going to be. And I still have a long way to improve in that. But I think it really just set like step my mentality to be like, this is where I'm meant to be. And yeah, so.
Mm-hmm. And well, on the subject, talking about this past season in particular and how it played out, we already saw you led all SEC linebackers interceptions, second on team in tackles. Speaking on this, first of all, what would you say was the biggest difference from year one to year two?
So I think kind of year one, I was really just out there playing football, honestly. Like, you don't, I feel like looking back on it now, I didn't really know like the defense as well, or,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know as much about like an offense and like recognition and things like that. So really you're just out there playing football and, you have a responsibility, but it was more like you do your responsibility and just see the ball, get ball.
Mm-hmm.
Which that still is true for today. But I think my play recognition and play speed has developed so much, and being able to play my freshman year really helped develop that. And now, like this past year, I think my playmaking ability was so much higher. Like I was in plays
Mm-hmm.
every play, and I was able to make game changing plays that I didn't really have my freshman year. So that's something that kind of translated over to my second year on the team. Um, and then I don't know if was there any other part of that question that you were
I
looking
mean,
for?
you covered one went well for you, but was there also anything that you felt you underperformed in to your liking at all that you felt?
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say there's definitely plays that I can remember looking back on where, they were left out in the field where I was there and I had the capability of making the play and the play just wasn't made. And I think some of that goes back to tackling, and then just knowledge of the game and being able to recognize like formation and tendencies within the offense. And so something that I've been working on this offseason is those two things, just feet, tackling technique, and just being able to recognize and anticipate more. So.
Mm-hmm. And when talking about the topic of recruitment, with your recruitment process, taking that into consideration, NAL deals, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, a lot that a lot of fans don't know about. But just as an athlete wanting to take that next step into college, what kind of advice, is there any advice you have, or like a phrase or saying that you kind of live by that they can kind of use themselves that might help them later on, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think with NIL in relation to like football and college football, I think it's important just to like really keep football like the main thing and don't get off track and the lose your perspective on what's important. And then also in advertising yourself for NIL and things like that, like in recruiting, really, just be authentic to who you are and don't try to be something else, because it's really easy just to be who you are, and that's not something that you're gonna have to try to do. If you can just be who you are,
Mm-hmm.
people will like who you are. So.
Of course. And transitioning over to life off the field, what does a typical day look like for you during the season and in the off season, like right now?
Yeah, so in season is pretty busy. Like you wake up like pretty early, probably like 6 or 7, being earlier every day. Depending on what you have, you got like depending on your football period is. Like ours was in the afternoon last season, so I would wake up, go to rehab in the morning, eat breakfast, and go to a class until 2, have meetings at 3, and then from meetings go onto the practice field until like 7 or 8, have dinner, go home, do your homework, go to sleep, do it all over again. In the off season though, you have a little bit more time because you're not practicing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So really you just have your workouts in school, and then you probably still do some extra stuff on the field. So your day is pretty much taken up, but in the spring, it looks very similar to your in-season schedule, considering you're practicing every day or you're meeting every day with the coaches. So the days are definitely full, and you won't get bored. There's definitely a lot to do every day, but yeah, things like film, rehab, extra lifts,
Mm-hmm.
recovery, eating, that's all stuff that you'll see in your typical day. So.
Of course. And talk to us about your major. What's it about? Classes you're taking for it, but more importantly, what led you to it in the first place? And I also saw back in high school you started your own high school landscaping business with classmates and friends. Has that translated over to college and what you kind of want to do in the future?
All right. So my major is human organizational development, which really focuses on the organizational side of business, organizational culture, things like that. So it's kind of like a business degree in a way. Um, and I came into Vanderbilt not even knowing that was the thing. I was really going to be an economic major,
Mm-hmm.
but I decided to switch over to HOD because it has a wide variety of things you can do after school, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I liked that aspect of it. Um, in terms of my lawn care business, I haven't done that since I got left high school. Left high school, that was something that my brother did, and did make some money and stuff. And so that's kind of why I did it, because
Mm-hmm.
he did it. So I was like, that's kind of a good idea. So I'm not sure what I want to do past college, but um, yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it did play a part in um, me. I kind of do want to be like an entrepreneur and have some of my own businesses or something like that. So that I think that's partially why I did that lawn care
Yeah.
business. I think that may kind of carry over into my after football life. So
Mm-hmm. And looking more into your background and life growing up, your family's no stranger to careers in sports. You have four siblings. One of them being your brother Creighton, who played for North Texas as an offensive lineman, and one of your sisters Emma, a catcher for the East Central University softball team. With that said, what have you learned most from your siblings over time? But also, what you'd say you admire most about your family?
yeah, so I've learned a lot from my siblings. We're all really close. We all talk quite often. And I think the main things I learned from them was just work ethic and just like habits and like within athletics and just working hard, being determined and what you want to do. Don't give up, things like that. You know, my brother always specifically talked to me about like toughness and things like that. I think as an older brother, that's something that you probably would typically hear, but yeah, he always talked to me about toughness and work ethic and things like that. So that is what carried over to me a lot. Um, my family uh, is very close, like I said. Um, yeah, so they played a big role in who I am and what I do. So yeah, what other parts of that question
Oh,
would you like me to answer?
additionally, share with us your bond with your brother Creighton in particular. How has he
Oh,
helped you adjust and learn the collegiate game as well as an in-season coaching change?
oh yeah. So me and him, we shared rooms growing up actually. So we had a bunk bed, and I was on the top bunk, he was on the bottom bunk. He's quite a bit older than me, but um, yeah, he I played football because he did, and that's what he did when he was younger. So as soon as I got to the age of being able to play, I played football,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always there for me. He calls me before my games. He calls me often, check up how I'm doing in college because we're so far away. I don't get to see him all that much, but he definitely prepared me for what college football is like. He told me like what your days look like. You know how like you don't really have free time. Like you go home, you go to school, you go to workouts, you watch film when you're free because that's really the only time you have available. So he really prepared me for that. So when I got to college, it wasn't a shock for me. And then with the mid-season coaching change, he had gone through that same thing his freshman year, I believe, and so he just told me to like keep doing what I was doing and not get too wrapped up in all the change and stuff. Just focus on, what I can focus on and control what I can control. So yeah, he was definitely helpful in all of that. Um, with all the change, and then as we grew up, he definitely guided me a lot through football.
Mm-hmm. And when talking more about Vanderbilt and its program as a whole, what would you say they pride themselves most on?
Yeah, I would say Vanderbilt football. We pride ourselves on the process. I don't think, or I would say we don't think like winning doesn't just happen. You have to have a process that is sustainable over time to win. And so something that we really focus on is control how conditioned you are mentally and physically. And so part of that goes into like how conditioned you are like physically, like on the field in the weight room, but also your processes and how you take care of yourself off the field, um, what you're doing extra in the film study with your coaches, things like that. And so that's something that we really focus on the process. And something we say is like we want to be a Vanderbilt football warrior, and that is comprised of the mind, body, spirit, and soul. And so those are the 5 things that we really focus on, and just getting 1% better every single day. So yeah, I would say the process is really what we focus on. And that's something that's really pushed throughout the program, and really that Vanderbilt, I think, has had a big impact on me with, is the process of getting yourself to a winning team culture. So.
Mm-hmm. And on top of this, if you had to describe the program in a 1 word or sentence, would it be kind of like the process or something different?
Yeah, it'd be the process probably. Specifically within the linebacker room, we always say 1 day, 1 life. So just taking 1 day at a time, or we say 1 drill at a time, 1 rep at a time, things like that. You can only control where your feet are. So really just being in the moment, giving everything you got to where you are at that time. So that's something that, as a team, it's the process, I would say, but as a linebacker group, we do focus on being where your feet are and getting everything you got and never getting tired of where you are. So.
Mm-hmm. And looking into this upcoming season and beyond, what can fans expect from yourself and the program moving forward?
Yeah, from myself in the defense, I would say, I mean, fans should expect it to be a relentless defense, fast and tough, and it really should be something that you've never seen before. I think we're practicing and preparing ourselves in ways that we haven't even seen. So we're excited for what this season has to bring. Um, I can't speak much for the other side of the ball, but they have a scheme that's going in to put points up on the board, and it's really exciting to watch them play throughout spring. And so something that we always talk about is being humble in preparation so it can be arrogant in performance. And I think that comes down to, just like I said, the process. And we've really been taking the process for real. And our spring has been a great spring, and we're really excited about what the summer has in store for us, because we're all willing to put in the work and do what it takes to win. So yeah, I think it should be an exciting season, and I hope the fans and people watching us are excited to
Mm-hmm.
watch as well.
Of course. And for everyone in life, they always have a special someone, a group of people that means a lot in their life. Um, who has this been for you? Has it been your family, your siblings? And whatever your answer is, if they were to be listening, what would you have to share with them?
Yeah, I think it's a number of people. I don't know if there's like one specific person I can say.
Mm-hmm.
But my family, my parents, like I said, they're very important to me. They um, have really always been there throughout my whole life, got me to everywhere I need to be, and really made me into the person I am today. I have a longtime girlfriend, and she's really important to me. She's someone who always pushes me and helps me be better. My high school coach really helped me with recruiting. He always speaks so highly of me, and really helped me in that way to get me where I am today. So, I don't think I can not mention him in this. And some of my little league coaches, those people I still talk to today. So they're really important to me, and then my trainers who I've trained with all throughout high school to get where I am today. So to all those people, really just thank you for being with me and helping me to get to where I am today, because, I don't think I would be where I am without everyone who's impacted me. So.
Mm-hmm. And when your collegiate career eventually comes to an end, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind at Vanderbilt, both on and off the field, but also how you want others to remember you most for during your time with the program as a whole?
Yeah, so I came to Vanderbilt to be a part of the change within the football program. I wanted to bring Vanderbilt, wins, championships, and that's kind of what I hope my legacy is. I want to be a guy who helped develop his teammates, and I control what I do, but I can also help other people along the way. Um, and really, I just want to win. That's really what my legacy. I want my legacy to be at Vanderbilt. I just want to leave Vanderbilt better than I found it, and for people to look at Vanderbilt and say that's a program that you can be proud of to be part of. So, yeah, I just want to be a part of the shift in mindset that Vanderbilt takes as being a member of the SEC, and that's why I came to Vanderbilt, because I believed in what the school and the university and the program was doing. So
Mm-hmm. Of course. And last question, you kind of touched on this earlier, but what might be next for your future as an athlete and individual after college? Or are you more so taking it day by day and not getting ahead of yourself until that time presents itself?
yeah, so my goal after college is to play football in the NFL. But I do like to take things day by day. But I think it's important to have like a goal, overarching goal. Um, but after that, kind of after NFL and after all that's done with, I don't really know what I want to do yet. I will have to see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just keep the
So,
options open.
yeah, keeping the options open. So
Mm-hmm. Of course. And once again, Ethan Barr, Vanderbilt linebacker. Ethan, really appreciate you taking the time, sitting down for the interview, and wishing nothing but the best for the future, man.
I appreciate it.
Of course.